Hey everyone, welcome to September safety meeting. This month we'll be going over ladders, lifts, and fall protection. Again, our agenda: ladders, lifts, and fall protection. For our ladders, there's two different kinds. There's step ladders and extension ladders. Your step ladders, you want to make sure your legs are fully extended, the spreader locks are locked. Make sure you have a firm base before climbing up there so it's not moving around and getting all wiggly on you. Watch for pinch points. You don't want to get your fingers caught in the pinch points. And there aren't any that exceed 20 feet. On your extension ladders, before you start climbing up, make sure the locks are engaged. The overlap on them must be equal to or greater than 10% of the overall length. So if you're climbing a 40-foot extension ladder, the overlap on it must be at least 4 feet, if not more. Use as at desired height, and there aren't any that exceed 44 feet. So there's your examples of your step ladders and your extension ladders. You want to make sure on all ladders to maintain 3 points of contact at all times. For lifts, 3 different kinds that we're going to go over: scissor lifts, man lifts, and bucket trucks. On your scissor lifts, you want to inspect the equipment before use and fill out proper form for it. Classified as portable scaffolding by OSHA. Scissor lifts must have a top rail, a mid rail to prevent employees from falling out, and it must also have a kickboard to prevent tools and materials from falling out. Employees shall not climb on rails to work. So if you're in a spot and you got to reach out, don't climb on that rail. Come down, scoot it over, then go back up. You want to make sure that there's no debris on the floor, and the floor doesn't have a slope greater than 3 degrees. And of course your winds can play a factor here. If you're outside, you don't want to go up in one if there's 28-mile-per-hour winds or more. Do not operate near high lines. Man lifts. Again, inspect equipment before every use and fill out the proper form. These are used to transport workers to different levels. They can turn into a catapult if you're on a rough surface. So make sure that you're strapped in and you're not going over any rough surfaces inside the basket. They must have fall protection at all times. So always be wearing your harness in a man lift. Always set brakes before use on pull behind man lifts. It doesn't matter if it's hooked onto the truck and the truck's in parked. Set the brake before going up in that man lift basket. Bucket trucks. Again, inspect equipment before every use and fill out your proper paperwork. These are used to work on elevated materials. Workers will not ride in the bucket truck when the vehicle is in motion. Do not let me catch you doing that. You will get written up. Must have fall protection at all times. Make sure you're wearing your harness. Always chalk the wheels before performing assigned work. So once you get to your spot, get the wheel chocks, chalk the wheels, then climb up in the bucket, tie off, then you can go up. Don't forget those chocks are there before moving it either. Fall protection. PATCO policy must have fall protection on at a minimum of 4 feet. So if you go up in any levels that's 4 feet or more, have fall protection on, tie off. You want to inspect your harness before every use. Check stitching. Make sure it's all good, not coming off, not getting unstitched. Check the webbing. Make sure it's not fraying. It's not real loose. Make sure it's not getting loose on you. And check your buckles and eyelets. Make sure they're not all rusted and unable to move. Make sure the eyelets are there. That'll keep the webbing on your on the straps good to go. Summary: inspect all equipment before use. Set the locks on step ladders and extension ladders. Just because scissor lifts are considered scaffolding does not mean no personal fall arrest system. We do require personal fall arrest systems on scissor lifts. Make sure you don't become part of a catapult and a man lift, so you're not going over rough surfaces in those while in the bucket. Do not ride in man lifts or bucket of vehicles. Always wear fall protection if you are above 4 feet on any lift. Alright, for any questions, you have my email, you have my phone number. You can call me here at the office, get a hold of me. It's the end of the month, so get those fire extinguishers checked, inspected, and signed off. Also, October 1st starts a new quarter, so we need to get AEGCP done. Make sure you get those cords inspected, taped up with orange. We're going into orange. And then get the AEGCP form to me. That has to be done no later than October 4th. That's a Monday. So get those done. Other than that, by noon on September 30th, make sure you have completed this safety meeting video. Comment below, and we'll see y'all out there. Have a good one. Stay safe.